Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Kickstarter launch party. I got Kevin in the house. Brett's going to try to join us soon. Cheers. I got my water.
Man.
I know, I disappoint you.
So disappointing.
So I'm so excited. We've got our Crimson Shadows launch party here. This is an artist-proof copy. They put that up. Do not sell. The Amazon police will come if they see me selling it. Yeah. But we've got an exciting thing here. So I'm going to pull up our Kickstarter page and we'll hit the official launch button. And then Kevin and I will talk some Crimson Shadows and talk about all the awesomeness that comes within. So let's share the screen. Let's see. Share. Yeah. All right. You see the behind the curtain. I'm going to say ready to launch. Bam. I've read the rules and launch.
Don't spam anybody.
Hope this works. Usually I'll launch it just a hair before we go live. There we go.
It just told me you launched.
All right. It's official. So we had 50 something followers there. So all of them are getting their notifications right now that we are live with our Crimson Shadows, the Ripper of Whitechapel. So I'm excited for this, Kevin.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years of work, and to see the finished product is fantastic.
We started in 2020.
I guess you're right.
4 years.
About 4 years. Yeah.
Can you believe it?
No,
so,
not at all. It's been a blur in some ways.
It doesn't feel like 4.
No,
it does feel like 2. I think it feels like 2. But that's the effect COVID had, I think. It's like time doesn't work the same. Like the theories are, what is it, that collider, that super collider altered time and space.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, but that time frame allowed us to put some time into create and build Bardstone to do this. So it was a nice thing. We made the best of that environment and did what we could with that time. So I'm very happy it happened. I don't take that in the wrong way. I don't want a pandemic to happen, but it gave us this opportunity that I'm very thankful for.
For sure. So what I'm doing right now is I'm adding the link into the comments so people can just click on this to go straight to the Kickstarter. So let's see here. So that link should take people right to it, hopefully. Let's see here. When I click this button, it's not giving me, usually a project short link comes up. So I'll just go with the long link for now. So that should do it. All right. Let's get this up here. So a little bit about what this is and who we are. First of all, I'm Scott Zambelli. I am the writer, creator, penciler, colorist for Crimson Shadows. Kevin right there. He's right below me there. He is our amazing inker. And Brett Pinson is doing our lettering. And then all of us contribute in various ways for different covers and different things. So we'll go through some of those different items on here. But basically what I want to point out is these are the 4 issues here. We have a variety of different covers for the issues. We're getting pretty low on quantity on a lot of them. So once the individual issues are gone, we are not reprinting them. So what we did is we combined these 4 issues into this trade paperback here. The trade paperback has 4 different covers, and the hardcover has its own cover. So 5 total covers there. So that's what we did. And then in addition to the content of the 4 issues, I got to aim myself right. There's 28 pages of bonus story, and it's full color action. It's not to brag, but we did some killer work in here. Killer work. And we got the bonus section. Then we have in the back, there's a bunch of bonus content too. We have a timeline to help you keep the Crimson Verse in order. We've got all the different covers that we did. We have a section that tells the true facts that are involved in this. We included a lot of true historical places, the evidence from the Jack the Ripper case, different historical people. They're all meshed in there throughout the story.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Kevin? We haven't talked in a while.
I am good, man. It has been a whirlwind beginning into the year. So I can't believe it's almost February. It's almost February. Because it seems like Christmas was yesterday. I've been home less than I have been away, so it's been busy. So I'm glad to actually be home.
Last 6 months, you've been really busy.
Yeah, a lot of stuff with my day job, and it's a good problem to have as far as business. It's been going so well for that, and then some vacation time with the family mixed in there too. But between trade shows the trade shows heat up when the Comic Cons end. So it's like I stopped doing one set of trade shows and I started doing others for work. So I don't really ever stop. And the trade shows for my day job are 4 times the size of all the Comic Cons. So it keeps you busy. I was in Chicago all of last week doing a trade show that was just enormous. It takes up the entire McCormick place, not just the one side, the entire thing. But yeah, it's been great. I wish I could do a little bit more, sit and do some more work because I got a lot of things to do. But the benefit of my time frame has been to help you get some of these things set up for the launch here. And I've loved what I've seen with the videos and just promoting what we've done, and all this bonus artwork and all these the bonus materials. You've been busy doing all that for the last 2 months. Getting everything ready.
Yeah, this has been very involved. We're going to let some more people join in here pretty soon here, but we already have 2 backers. We're at $198. Our minimum goal is $3,500. We need, since this is a trade, the cost to print this is going to be much higher. So we really want to break 10,000. That's our true goal of what we're doing here. And, but it's been a lot of work getting this Kickstarter together because they've added where you can do individual images for all the different rewards and items and stuff. So I just feel like it took me forever to upload everything. So Kickstarter, if you're watching, Kickstarter, if you're watching, create a function where I can go to a past Kickstarter and roll over all the items and add-ons. That's all I ask. That will make life so much easier. Wouldn't it? Yeah. Because you got to regenerate it from scratch, basically. You can cut and paste the descriptions, but you're still upload. But for this one, I had to generate all those individual images as well.
And start from scratch. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're running this for 34 days. 3,500 is our minimum, but let's scroll down here and get a little look. So we've got a little section here just describing to people who don't know what Crimson Shadows is, a little sample description of Crimson Shadows. And just basically, in a nutshell, well, actually, I'll read off this description here. Jack the Ripper is on the loose as legendary detective Sherlock Holmes is put on the case to save the people of London from a murderous rampage that has already claimed the lives of at least 3 victims already. Set in 1888, we meet family man Julius Resnick, who has fallen ill and is having unnaturally vivid dreams that perfectly match the recent crime scenes of the now infamous Whitechapel murderers. Unsure if he's losing his mind or if he's somehow witnessing reality, Julius seeks the answers he needs to regain his sanity and return to his life as normal with his wife and daughter. Witness his terrifying journey as he crosses paths with the likes of Dracula, Frankenstein, demons, and more. With darkness pressing in all around, can Julius find the light within himself to save his life and even his soul? That was my cinematic reading.
There you go. Yeah.
If anyone wants to hire me for movie readovers, feel free to give me a call.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. But like we said, there is bonus content in the book. We have stretch goals set up. A lot of these stretch goals will come in the form of enhancements to the publication as we go. Like a better quality binding, things like that. We do have an early bird special going. There's only 10. The reason why there's only 10 is because it's very limited on some of the things that we have. But this gets you one of the trade paperback books here. You get 3 bookmarks. You get a copy of the Frankenstein novel and the Jekyll and Hyde novel. You also get a mystery pick metal print. You get a hand-drawn sketch cover. So there's only 10 of those available. So if you grab those up, you can get them. And then and I'm going to create some other special rewards probably in the next couple of days to just enhance more things. The paperback, the cover, there's 4 to choose from. This is cover A, as I call it. This is my cover here. You can see it there with Dracula attacking his next victim there. We also I did a homage cover to the, I'm forgetting now what it was. I think it was the Captain America annual number 8, where Wolverine was fighting Captain America. So that's my homage. I love this cover that Kevin did. This is cover C. Came out really good. I like the characters in the background, black and white, all the horror figures, and then Julius in color there in the front with his blood-soaked hands.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we got Brett's cover here. His homage to it's Young Frankenstein, right?
Yeah,
the Young Frankenstein movie poster.
Young Frankenstein there, yeah.
Yep. So we've got that. So that's your 4 covers here. And then I'm partial to the hardcover here. Kevin came up with this. I love it. It's simple, but so eye-catching.
It's probably one of my favorite things, which again, we talked about this before. Sometimes what is the more simple thing is the thing that catches you the most. And I really love this image. I always try to view things as, if I saw this, would I buy it? And I would pick this up and look at it just because I like the way that the stark imagery, and being a hardcover, that it just lends more to that hardcover. And
I agree.
I don't know if sophisticated is the right word, but I really like the simplicity of it, and how it tells you what the book's about without telling you anything about the book.
Exactly. It's really good. When you first sent that, I was like, oh, I love this. So that's our hardcover there. The hardcover is going to be $60. Then we have like starter packs where if you don't have the other books and stuff, you can get one of the covers with those. The hardcover starter pack also, and you'll get the hardcover versions of Frankenstein and Jekyll and Hyde also. We have lots of add-ons. Now, like I said, though, we are starting to run low on quantity. So some of these, there's just a handful available in the add-on. So first come, first serve. But this is one thing I was doing. Every time we did a print run, I did a special run of 10 artist proofs, and they're individually numbered 1 through 10. And I saved them all. So now they are available for you to grab through the add-ons. And they will be all matching numbers. So if it's there, you can get the number 1 issues, the number 2, the number 3, number 4. So if you get number 4, all 4 issues will be number 4 of 10 for the artist proofs. So that's cool. You get a matching set. Yeah. So each one's individually available in the add-ons as far as a package. So you got to grab it. It's first come, first serve. If someone grabs it, you can't get that number. And so there's only 10 total packs available there. So I thought that was a cool little feature there.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Here's our graphic novels. If you'll be able to add them on individually too. So if you want to create your own package, let's say you get the starter pack with cover A. Well, in here you can add cover B, C, D as well, along with the hardcover. So those are nice little touches. If you want digital editions, those are available. And like I said, here's all the other books. There's just a few left of the original cover for Crimson Shadows #1, and then our limited edition cover has some available as well. If you collected all the other issues we had, you'll notice some of the covers are missing. That's because I don't have enough quantity to sell them. So
right. Yeah.
So grab it while you can. And part of how we're doing this is because we ourselves are collectors, and we understand scarcity is one of the things that makes collecting fun. So these aren't big print runs. I think our largest quantity is like 400 issues or 500 issues of one of the like the unlimited covers. Most of them, if they're the limited covers, maximum of 100. Some of them are 50. So very, very rare indeed. There's that awesome cover Kevin did there for issue 4.
So much fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And then we have our other books available too. We have Wretched Realms, which, side note, the bounty hunter featured in Wretched Realms is this is his prequel story for the bounty hunter that's in the Crimson Shadows book. So you will see him here. And as this hopefully we have time to go back to it, but as I expand Wretched Realms, it will follow the bounty hunter's adventures in his younger years through North America. Is what I'm doing with that. So we have some graded issues. You'll see them individually marked in the add-ons, so you can grab those. We got some t-shirts. Oh, wait. We have another t-shirt design. I don't think I have it in here. Shoot. I think I added it as... I'll have to go and look. I might have forgotten to add it. But Kevin came up with a cool design for a t-shirt too. So we have actually 2 designs. So it looks like I will be up late tonight adding that to the Kickstarter there, because I thought I put it in. I might have put it in the items and forgot to. I'll double check. But then we have enamel pins, trading cards, stickers. It's amazing how much we've come up with over the years. Here's some sketch covers by Kevin. These came out great.
I want to do some fun classic monsters because that's my love. So I took the advantage to do some of the classic versions of Dracula and of course Frankenstein. So some of my favorites there, obviously the 3 main ones for Dracula, and you can't ever go wrong with Karloff as the monster. So
exactly.
Those were a lot of fun. It was just I was traveling, and I took the books with me, and I had nothing but time when I was in the hotel room, so I was just staying busy drawing, doing something fun. So yeah.
So you got Karloff, like you said, as Frankenstein. You got Bela Lugosi as Dracula. Then you have the infamous Hammer Films version, Christopher Lee as Dracula, and then Gary Oldman as Dracula. Who made the Oldman one? Who was that?
Francis Ford Coppola.
There you go. That's the Francis Ford Coppola.
That's my favorite one. Like hands down. I mean, it's that I watched that movie 2-3 times every single year, and it is amazing. It's just one of the best movies I think ever made, let alone horror movies. Sorry.
Yeah, I would like to know who Dracula's hairstylist is for that version.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Does Dracula use hairspray? Is it like natural, like blood products? I'm curious how he does his hair.
And he does it without looking in the mirror. Remember?
Yeah. So that's true because he can't.
Impressive.
So
it's very impressive.
Maybe they make special
brides.
Yeah,
the 3 brides probably.
Maybe they did
for him.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he uses curlers, like those big barrel-sized curlers.
Maybe like this big.
Hate to see when he gets out of the shower though. He probably has just really long, straight hair.
Out of the shower, right? Okay.
Kind of maybe a Hulk Hogan look, bald on the top but long hair on the sides.
Yeah.
Then we got some miscellaneous books. I have some creatures and creators left that I'm putting out there. Beloved Witness. I dug up my. I was going through some boxes and I have some Voices from the Dead World still available with Gary Reed's autograph on it. There's only like 2 or 3 of those, so there's not many, but I threw them out there for anybody who wants them. Steve Jobs. This is a book I contributed to a long time ago. After he passed, they did this tribute book, and it's like all caricatures and portraits, and so
that's cool.
I'm in there. And that's it. That's where we're at.
Fantastic.
Oh, we're up to 6 backers though. That's awesome. 453.
There you go. Nice.
You guys rock.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, we got James. We got the book looks great. Good luck with the camera. Yeah. Thank you, James.
Someone just grabbed something huge.
Oh,
look at the backers. Look at that.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Well, she can grab whatever she wants for whatever she has bought. So
that's a cool one.
That's fantastic. That's huge.
That was awesome. Probably a lot of add-ons, I'm guessing there.
Yeah. Sweet. Thank you guys. Thank you.
You guys rock.
Yeah.
So regarding this, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that jump.
No, that's awesome.
Oh, but what I was going to address to James is just in case you weren't here right at the beginning. A lot of bonus content in here. It's just a hair under 200 pages. 28. So we got issues 1 through 4 combined in here. 28 bonus pages of story. I really go much more heavy with the bonus content. It goes deeper into the Jack the Ripper aspect of the story, and we added bonus content with cover art and timelines and all kinds of stuff.
So I think it's important to note. I mean, because we did, I think, of sequential art. There's 20 extra pages of sequential art. 28 like that,
extra pages.
That's 28 extra pages of sequential art.
Yeah.
Now, it's not added as a prequel or it's added in the individual issues. So this is more like a director's cut. So these pages are added, a couple here, a couple there, to add elements to the story throughout. So it's not going to read like the original 4 issues. There's going to be additional pages within the first 5-6 pages, and then somewhere in the middle. So it's not your traditional, just like we're adding some story at the beginning or the end. We went back through, I should say Scott, I just doodle. Scott went back through and added pages to help with some of the story and give some background. And I love what you did, because I mean, we really elaborated on some of the killings and some of the conversations to help not only tell the story, but give the readers a little bit of background. And I love what you did. I mean, 4 or 5 pages from the add-ons are some of my pages I did in the entire book. So
it was a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, it was a great idea, and it adds so much more that if you have all 4 issues, reading it in the trade is going to read completely differently for you.
That's right.
Hey guys.
We got Brett coming in to tease us here. I've been shoveling snow today.
Oh,
How much sunshine did you have to shovel today?
none. You can't shovel sunshine.
Brett's joining us from Florida, the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm just got off the river cruise here.
Oh,
Nice.
So you can kind of see a little bit of that there. And there's a Swiss Family House. So,
nice.
yeah.
You look like you were in pure heaven on the Tron ride.
Oh, my gosh. One, I've been a Tron fan forever. Number two, it was fun. Now, it's not as, I'm going to be honest with you, it was a great ride. Hagrid's is still my favorite over at Universal.
Okay.
So,
okay.
You better be careful.
All right.
Mickey Mouse might come out and mug you if you say that on his property there.
yeah, I know.
All of a sudden, Brett's getting hit by some big white gloved hand.
I mean, it's dark out here, of course. So, but yeah, I'm having a great time down here. But I wanted to pop on because I'm super excited about the campaign we got going on.
Yeah, we have. I don't know if you can see or not. We currently have 7 backers, $1,200.
Fantastic! What a great start.
Great start. And as I told everyone earlier, Brett here, he does our lettering and he's done a bunch of exclusive covers as well.
Yeah.
So hard to believe this has been 4 years in the
Oh,
making.
I know. It was. Think about it, guys. It was like what? March of 2020 when we first started talking about doing this.
Yep. So it's been a lot of work, but we're excited for it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well-
So what's on your plan next? Where are you going?
Well, the Surprise of the Park is actually open till 11. So I'm going to hit Big Thunder Mountain next. I'm waiting for a Haunted Mansion to open back up and then kind of just make my way around and start heading out eventually. But I've rode almost every ride I wanted to ride today. So it's been busy, but not, if you plan it right, you can hit everything you want. So
That's awesome.
but it's been a good day. So I'm just kind of hanging out and having fun.
Sweet. So
So-
do you have to get going or are you going to hang out with us longer here?
I'm going to actually take off here, guys, but I wanted to pop on just for a minute and say, hey, I'm glad to hear how good things are going. And then, everybody know, buy my cover.
That's right. Yeah, we were showing it off. It's the ode to
tell
the
you to have a
young
drink, but-
Frankenstein.
Yeah. And of course,
Yeah.
Kevin being the great inker colors he is, did such a great job with the pencils I sent over. So real excited about how it turned out. So I think everybody will like it. But the interior is just fantastic. So, I mean, the story's great. The added pages are great. I think everybody's going to really enjoy this.
Nice.
Cool. But hey,
Thanks for popping in, Brett. You have
All
fun.
right, man.
Don't get too sunburned.
well, unfortunately, it's not too warm. It's only about 65 to 70 every day, but sun is sun. So,
Yeah, we got about
Yeah,
4
very
inches of
true.
snow here. I had to snow blow quite a bit
Oh.
today.
yeah, which is funny about that because I heard you guys are getting snow. I'd ordered a snowblower last week and it got delivered today.
You're not going to use it because it'll be melted by the time you get back.
I know, that's what I heard. So I'll try to bring all this sunshine and some little warmth with me back on, guys. And then I'll be on Odd Musings next week, Wednesday with Scott. We'll talk some more Crimson Shadows.
Awesome.
All right, take care, guys. See ya.
See you guys. That's cool.
Cool. Yeah. So he
It
had
looks
to
like
come
he's
in
having a
and rub it
blast
in.
down there.
Oh, he
I know, right? He's
he
having a
loves
blast
he
down
loves
there.
it down there. It's a lot of fun. He sent me pictures. Where I'm really jealous is he got to go to Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
And he sent me a photo of the Millennium Falcon. I can't even imagine seeing it in person. So that'd be awesome. But for you guys watching, you can get in on the action here and be at first in line. So you never know. We might have our own Universal exhibit down there with a Crimson Shadows ride, and you never know. Come get attacked by a vampire. Just never know. What can
Horror,
happen.
that'd be like Universal Horror Nights. That'd be
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Although
They need to do something. I'm sure.
Universal already has their own
horror,
horror, so maybe Disney will want us.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It is
But yeah, this is
PG-13,
good stuff here.
So the book's PG-13, I would say, right? I mean, that's a good.
Yeah, I would say PG-13. Although I don't know anymore. I mean, Deadpool was rated R and people had 5-year-olds. So I mean, what? So maybe what
irresponsible people had 5-year-olds.
It's like, Deadpool and his wife there are doing some action, and I'm sitting there like looking at these kids like, oh my god, why are they here?
Absolutely.
So I don't think I can judge what a proper age is anymore. I don't know. But in all seriousness, as far as this goes, I don't think we have any cursing anywhere in the book. There's a couple scenes where there's suggested stuff as far as like one of the victims doesn't have any clothes on, but we shadow it in a certain way so we don't show anything, but you know what it is. So
I think
we try to be tasteful.
The gore. I mean, it's not gory, but it is bloody. I would say that's the PG-13 aspect more than what most people would think with language or nudity. It's more the horror aspect is definitely PG-13.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, in a good way. I mean, that's we did that on purpose, but the
topic we're covering here is Jack the Ripper, and so we do like some of the crime scenes that take place. We are referencing actual photos from history and police drawings of what the victims suffered. So we do include those into the book. So there are some graphic scenes that way where like one of the victims was just sliced down the middle, and entrails are out. So that is depicted. But I don't think, especially with today's kids, I mean, if your kid has a cell phone and internet access, I'm sure they're watching far worse on who knows what.
That's very true. Very true.
So, but it's a fun read. We tell a good story, and it's something where quality-wise, we'd be happy to put this up against any other book out on the comic shelves by any of the big companies.
I agree. And again, I mean, it's almost 200 pages graphic novel, and I mean, not the size always matters, but in books, size matters. I mean, it's got some girth, and I mean, it's an impressive book. You're getting your money's worth by buying this book, and you're not going to be disappointed. Either it's quality, the art. I mean, it is a fantastic read, and it's everyone should pick one up, or 2 or 3, or buy them for Christmas gifts next year. There you go.
Yeah, through the add-ons, you can buy extra copies, and do that. So, as far as usually, we'll have a reward category. So if you have like a comic book shop or something, you can buy like a pack of 10 to resell. I'm not going to be able to make that available unless we hit like 10,000 and we're able to get the cheaper price point that we're hoping for. So right now we're pretty much operating, as low as we can price wise with the cost of printing. When you're printing the thicker books, it takes a lot to print a full color book from beginning to end. So that's where if we can get up to like that 10,000 mark, we can unlock a lot of stuff. We can add rewards to the packages for everyone. We can get the better quality printing. I'll be able to add a retailer's pack. So that's our goal. We really want to break 10,000. So
the volume will definitely help with the ability to just make the book even better than it is already.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got number 8 here. Backer number 8 just joined into the action, so we're at 1218. So that's cool. Probably a digital copy based on the amount it went up. But like I said, there's a lot of things to choose from. So just choose a base package, and then through the add-ons, you can customize it however you want. We have lots and lots of product here, and we've been just growing it over the years. Like I said, we got enamel. Our enamel pins are cool too. It's a good quality pin, and it's amazing how many covers we have. I wonder how many total covers we have between all of our books. Let's see here. I'm curious about that now. What's your guess? Let's see. Do you have a guess? Are you there? You are. I can't hear you, Kevin. Your sound went out. Nope. Kevin might have to sign out. Kevin will attempt sign language. Kevin's going to sign out and sign back in. While he's doing that, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 4, 28, 27. So we have 27 different covers between all of our books. That's pretty cool. So let's see. We should have Kevin coming back. He was starting to get pretty staticky there. So hopefully the connection will be better. Well, while we're waiting on Kevin, I'm going to repost. We got the link. I'll just keep reposting it here. Let me type a quick comment here. Thank you to all you watching and taking part. Backer number 9 just jumped into the action there. We're at 1273. That's a great starting point. You guys rock. Visit our Kickstarter page at, and then paste it in there and go. All right. Actually, will it let me get a link? I don't know why it's not giving me the short link yet. I wonder if I do this. Might as well do this. I'll post to our page here. Our Kickstarter is live. It's alive, right? Since we have Frankenstein. Our Kickstarter is live. Visit the link to grab your copy today. All right. Post. All right, that went up there. Kevin still isn't back. I wonder if he's having an issue with the thing, but I'll get back into talking about this. So actually, while we're waiting for him, I'll play the next video. So our opening video, we did Who is Jack the Ripper? But we also have a main, we have some other main characters involved here. So I am going to pull that up. Let's remove this. And I'm going to get into this. Let's see. Who is Frankenstein in Crimson Shadows? All right, we got Kevin back.
Hey, I had to
going with
switch
the
my
cell
phone.
Oh, you sound so much better now.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I just need to do it from my phone.
Yeah.
My laptop is just not the best. So
I have to compliment you on your impressive beardage going on there. It's been maturing quite well, growing.
As you say, maturing, that means getting whiter and grayer every day. Yeah, I hear it. So yeah,
that's okay.
yeah.
It looks good though. It looks good.
I like it. I mean, honestly, it's
I'm starting to get little bits here, right on here, little bits. Not bad for 50 though.
But you know what? I looked at a picture of like a year ago, and it was like still mostly like blonde. It sneaks up on you fast, my friend. So just get prepared.
Yep, that's okay. So far, no coloring. I'm whatever it does, it does. I'm not worried about it.
I'm the same way. What's left on top of my head is still blonde, so I'm good.
Now, if I follow my dad's footsteps, so my dad now is 74, but his hair, he had black hair, and it was black until he was about like 67, 68, and then it turned rapidly at that point. But his hair was pretty dark. I take it back. He was starting to get salt and pepper around 60, but around 67 he was still mostly dark, and then it took a very quick turn after.
That's still good though at that age.
Yeah, his hair too. He's got like thick Italian hair. I used to have thick hair, but then you go through chemotherapy and it changes your hair. It thinned out, and it's not losing it, but it's always, ever since I had chemo, it's never been the same.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But here we go. We have 10 people, 10 amazing people joining the fun here. So that's cool. Yeah. So what else should we cover on this? But
yeah,
any bullet points you want to hit?
I mean, I think the main bullet points are, this is a great original story, original creators, done completely by us. It's a great, horror story that not only ties in historical facts, but the great classic literary monsters, which is one of my personal favorites. So it's a great take on those classic monsters. I think the important thing to always say is we're taking these classic literary monsters and we're just elaborating. We are not changing the original stories.
Right.
We're filling in gaps. We're adding in things here and there, but we're trying to stay as true to that original story as possible, and just add on to that lore and make it work within our universe.
Yeah, it's almost like Crimson Shadows is the sequel, so to speak, like for Frankenstein, Adam Frankenstein. This is the novel here we sell. It's the original Mary Shelley novel, the original. Now, what we do different, though, is, first of all, we've added at the beginning of every chapter, we have a little illustration. And we also have an original prologue and epilogue that we've written, and it's narrated by our version of Dracula. And through his narration, he bridges the gap, so you understand how that story translates into the Crimson Shadows universe. So with our version of Frankenstein, he names himself Adam because he's the first of his kind. In the Mary Shelley version, Frankenstein is very well spoken, very well read.
Yep.
And so our version is that as well. We've carried him forward. So that's what we've done there. And then we also have Jekyll and Hyde, which will they'll play a bigger part farther down the road. But just like, with Robert Louis Stevenson, we kept his original book intact. So this serves as our origin. And then the story carries on from there. So why did we do it that way? Well, Kevin and I remember talking about this. I happened to be reading. I started with the Jekyll and Hyde. I just read the original, downloaded the ebook for one of our travels, and I was shocked that this book is like, how old is it? Like 150 years old? I forget when it was originally published, but it's like a 150-year-old story, and the whole thing was a surprise to me. And it just showed me how much pop culture and Hollywood has changed these stories away from what the author intended. The ending was a complete shock for Jekyll and Hyde, and I was like, wow, I wish more people would read this. And at the time we were talking about Crimson Shadows and how to develop this, and we came up with this concept of we could carry these characters forward and use the original writings as the backstory for them. So that's what we've done. I've absolutely loved it. The Frankenstein, I love this character because he's a gentle giant. You know, he loves, he reads, he even in the original Mary Shelley version, he speculates about his own nature and God, and you know he reads Paradise Lost, if I remember correctly, in the book, and he has questions about the world that he lives in physically here, but also the world in the afterlife and heaven and all these things. So he's a very intelligent being, and so that's what we've done here. Now there's probably about roughly 100 years from the Mary Shelley book to here. To Crimson Shadows. But so in our story, he has a wife. He went into solitude and he found himself somebody who he's growing old with. But the problem is he doesn't grow old, but she does. And her health is failing. So he comes back desperate to save her. He's forced back into the world of men. It's not a world he wants to be part of, because every time he does, people just immediately jump to the conclusion that he's a monster. They attack him. And so that's what we deal with in here as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of undertones with a lot. I mean, again, the Frankenstein story has a lot of different, you know, ways, metaphors, and different ways to interpret with class and the class system and a lot of different things. But it really is a lot of about in the Adam Frankenstein storylines about redemption. He wants to be redeemed for the bad things he did before. But it's also about, you know, people's or preconceived notions about someone because of the way they look, you know, everything that's, you know, people automatically jump to those conclusions. So there's a lot with that storyline that it's probably one of my favorite character arcs in this. He's some of the most fun panels to draw. Some are fun and almost funny, which is great. I love when he's, you know, just kind of being, you know, himself, and it's just a wonderful development of that character. So I think people are going to love seeing where this goes, and we still have 100-year gap that we get to explore of, okay, how did he get from the end of the Mary Shelley novel to now? Because that's a huge difference in the character. So that's a huge, fun 100-year gap that we get to explore later. And it's probably some of the most fun I think I've had talking to you about the possibilities of so
also, like, he's like Shrek. He's like an onion. He has layers, and like all of these different like metaphors you say about what the story could mean. It's also, you know, in addition to all those where it's a reflection on the world around us and how people act, it's also a reflection of ourselves and our needs. At its core, he has a creator, a father, Victor Frankenstein, who rejects him. And then the impact that it has on, at that time, the monster to be rejected by his creator, by his father, and his need to be accepted and wanted and loved. And he goes back to have Victor create a mate for him, a female version, and how that turns out. And because it doesn't go the way the monster wanted, the rage that comes with that. And Victor's part too is, you know, he crosses boundaries of science he shouldn't have, because he could. But then once he did it, the horror of what he did is consuming him. And it's an amazing story to think that this was just created. You know, you go back and we've incorporated the original origin story of how the story was created into the backstory, which I've really enjoyed doing as well. But this was just a bunch of famous people at the time. Well, they weren't famous at the time. Well, Lord Byron was, but they went on this trip. Mary Shelley was one of them. And it was a crappy summer. It was a summer with no sun. It was like winter in July, because the year earlier, a massive volcano erupted. The whole Earth was practically blocked from sunlight. So the temperatures were cold. So everyone was just sitting inside. And they're telling ghost stories to each other. And they kind of had a competition, like who could write the best horror story. And this was what Mary Shelley came up with. And it's just amazing. And out of that weekend, we also have the first book for vampires that was developed.
Right.
And then I thought there was one other. But it's amazing what came out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
The
some
Bram
weekend of
Stoker,
friends hanging out.
right. The Bram Stoker connection, which
Yep.
we'll have a little more tie-in in the future, of just the way that it incorporates Bram Stoker actually living in London during the time of the Jack the Ripper killings.
Yeah.
And is interviewed by the police because they believe the theater he works at could have been frequented by Jack the Ripper. So just in the future, to be able to actually take one of the authors and incorporate them in the story and then have a little bit of fun with the way that Dracula is brought to his attention, or he comes up with the story of Dracula, or which way is it, you know? And it's so much fun to be able to look at this and tie those things in with so many people that don't know anything about those parts of the story. Like you said, a lot of this is very new to people because, and again, we had a conversation about Frankenstein, and I'm a huge horror fan, but there goes the problem. I've probably seen 65 movies about Frankenstein. So when you're talking to me about the book, I'm skewed. I'm like, because
they've been so long since you read it.
Yeah, and there's so many variations that you start to remember different versions, and you start to like mix the things together. And in one way, that's fun because the people are taking the liberties and telling the story in different ways. But in another, you really lose a little bit of sight from what the end of that story really means. And the end of that story is not a good ending. Right. And in a lot of ways, it is a pretty horrific ending, but it makes sense. And it's it wasn't very PC. It wasn't what you want the ending of a movie to be, because everyone's going to leave the movie like, oh my God, this was horrible, you know? But it made sense as far as the story for that the creature. Right. Or, you know, at that time. So to take that and manipulate it over the years, everyone just remembers the different ways that the different movies ended. Right. And somewhat the closest way I love the original Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. You put those two movies together from Universal, I think you have the best horror movie ever made. I really do. And they took liberties with a lot of things, but the end of that whole story is very, very true to the original story of where he says, we never should have been. And he takes the bride and they go into the fire to perish. I mean, at least in that, and then they do more movies, don't get me wrong. But that's very true to the original nature of the book, that he realizes that he thinks he can't be saved. He thinks he's done so much wrong and that he can't be saved, and he doesn't think man itself can be saved. That's really the bottom line of that story, at least the way I always took it. And then the story ends. He goes off into the mountain to basically die, and we pick it up 100 years later. Right.
Yeah, and like Kevin's talking about the real life people and stuff, and facts that we use, and like for instance, the Elephant Man. A lot of people don't realize the Elephant Man was living in London at the time of the Jack the Rippers. He was actually living in the London Royal Hospital at the time. So we incorporate that, and we have a group of our villains are the plague doctors, and they have their own sinister nature. So I think what I'll do is I'll quickly play our plague doctor video, so people can see who the plague doctors are. So there's the plague doctor.
Yes. There's so much fun in there's so much fun to ink and draw in the series. Yeah, it's again, I've enjoyed so much the pencils that you've done, and we kind of got into our groove about halfway through issue 2, and then by issue 3, it just kind of worked really well for what we did, and I love the end result, and then to do the inking and then to see the colors. I am so very proud of this book, and I can't wait to get copies of this and go to the Comic-Cons and have and get it to everybody and show everybody what we do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. This is we're very proud of the work we've done. We've really poured ourselves into this. Even like the character development, and like it's been really fun. So just to give you an idea, okay, so if you have read issues 1 through 4, like I said, the content is in the trade, but it'll be a different experience. And this has kind of been my learning process too, not to put myself on their level, but someone like a George Lucas, it's like, well, why would he come out with a movie in the middle? And then you do this stuff, and then you have to come out with prequels and then sequels. Well, I kind of learned that lesson doing this, because in starting Crimson Shadows 1, you got to make as big of a bang as you can in your first shot. So it's like, okay, where am I going to start in the story? So I didn't start at the beginning of the Jack the Ripper murders. I start kind of in the middle of them. And because I want to create intrigue as to certain events, I'm starting in the middle helps create suspense for the reader. And then as you go through the 4 issues, things start getting revealed, and you kind of have storylines where people are remembering back, or flashbacks or different things, and things get revealed and you are surprised by certain things. But in the trade, what I've done is I've re-edited, remastered, however you want to do it. I took all 4 of this and I reshuffled the storyline so that it's completely in chronological order for the book. So reading it in here will be a different experience than reading it here. And then with all the bonus stories, some of it is pure bonus content that's really exploring what is called the double event in the Jack the Ripper case, where 2 women were killed in one night. We really fleshed that whole evening out. And but then we add other pages where when you start reshuffling the order of the story, so it's all purely chronological, you quickly realize, like, oh wait, to jump from this page to this page, I need to put 2 pages of content or dialogue here to bridge it, as a smooth bridge, so you don't even notice the transition. So there's some of that's going on. And then we added all the other bonus. I think there's, like, if I remember correct, like 60 pages of total bonus content when you add up all the galleries and everything else.
Yeah. I know that the total sequential art bonus is a whole nother issue.
Oh yeah.
It was a whole nother issue.
A good size issue. 28 pages is a good size issue.
Yeah.
Because what's the average? Like 22?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I remember, like, you said a few bonus pages, and I'm like, this is 20 friggin' pages. What do you mean?
Like, how many more pages do I have to ink?
Stop sending me more pages. But I mean, it was I remember as you're seeing them, and I'm seeing them before I get the dialogue, so I'm
right.
But I know I'm kind of looking at it like, okay, I get this. So even being, me, I'm looking at it like, okay, I know exactly where this goes. I know where this goes. Oh, this makes sense. And I'm like, of course, the way that I would, put the verbiage in there would probably be different than you. But I get, I just kind of was ad-libbing what it was doing. As I'm inking, I'm pretending what they're saying, just so you know. Kind of fun for me. So
that would be fun to do. Like, have you, like, come up with, like, your own dialogue?
Yeah, you can
just see how where it goes.
The complete uncensored version of it.
Well, the Kevin version would be so PG-13 allows 1 F-bomb, is my understanding. So we would be able to be PG-13 because
Well, I can tell you, I'm sitting there or I'm listening to music that kind of appropriate to what I'm drawing. So if it's like a, I kind of like add to that. So it's it's a lot of fun, but it's at the end of the day when we got everything put together and we see what we've got, it's pretty impressive. And and again, I know I said it. I'm very proud of what we did, and I'd put this book up against almost anything you're going to find on the shelf at any comic shop, honestly.
And one of the things we're really proud of is when people find us at Comic Cons and they buy. A lot of times we have multiple issues. They'll buy one.
Yeah,
like it might be a Friday or a Saturday, but then the next day they come back to buy the rest because they love the story and the art, which we love. But also we get compliments because the paper quality. We using really quality papers and books. It's a quality print job. We use Ready Comics out of Arizona for our issues. People are very excited, and then they end up buying all the rest of the issues.
Yeah.
So that really tells us a lot. Also, with our Kickstarters, we have a huge return rate on past people who pledged returning to get the next issue. So that tells us they're liking what they're getting. Yeah. So our biggest challenge is just growing because the way social media works and the internet, everything is algorithms, and you can pay to push algorithms, but the best way is natural growth. So if you guys are watching this, if you've already contributed, great. If you can't contribute, that's okay. But the way all of you can help is share. So you can see down at the bottom there, after you back the project, there's little buttons where you can share it. If you can share the link, that helps us so much because you will reach people we can't reach.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the beat the algorithm game.
It
really is.
Yeah.
So that share means as much as pledging to the book in a lot of ways, because it gets that invisible in front of a lot of other people that we wouldn't normally, no matter what we do, we can't get it in front of those people.
Yep. So I'm gonna finish this out. Anything else before I'm gonna play one more video on the way out. We're talking about the main character, Julius Resnick. No one knows who he is because he's an original character. So I'll play the video on who he is, and then we'll sign off from there. Yeah. So any last things before we do that?
No, just thanks everyone for supporting this already and for all the previous 4 issues. You guys are awesome. You guys help us do what we love to do.
Which Kickstarter is this? 13 or 14 for us now, right?
Lost count, honestly. Between everything we've done, we've had 100%.
I think I have it here
on the Kickstarters, 100% on time delivery on the Kickstarters.
Right here, 14th campaign. This is our 14th.
Yeah, so I'm so happy that with not only the love we've been shown by everyone out there. I'm happy that we've been able to supply everybody with a quality product on time, and we've been able to make a successful Kickstarter on every attempt that we've made. So we can't do that without you guys. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I think I put a delivery time of May, maybe April. I think it was May. The main reason for that is because usually we know exactly where we're going to get our printing done. Usually it's Ready Comics. I know exactly how to format everything for them. So everything's ready to go. And we just have to, once the Kickstarter is done, then we know what quantities we need. In this case, depending how much we raise, it could alter who we use as the printing source.
Absolutely.
And one of the hard parts, I should say, well, frustrating in its own way, is, we just want to be artists. We love creating the content, but we are also publishers. And with that, it's been a huge learning curve of how every single print shop out there has different templates, different formats. So once we reach the point where I know for sure who's going to be our printing source, we're narrowed down to like about 3, I think. Whoever we use, then I got to translate everything into the final format for that company. And then it's a matter of, depending where that company's located, how long it takes to ship. So I put May, but my hope is this will be earlier because although everything's done otherwise. So.
Yeah, that's important for everyone to know. I mean, we're not like pre-launching this. Everything is done. I mean, Scott has the finalized. We've already approved the copy. We know exactly what is going to be printed. We know everything's okay. We just have to literally place the order when we know exactly how many we need to order. So there is zero possibility this does not get, we are done. There is no delays regarding the creator, side of it. So that, I mean, this is going to happen one way or the other by God. I mean, that's the easiest way to put it. So there is zero risk in backing this project. I promise you.
Right. Yep. We've been 100% successful, 100% on time on our previous 13 Kickstarter. And we actually have more if you count our individuals as well.
Yeah,
so
very true.
So we're not newbies to this. We've done it many times. So we're getting the system down and we know the flow.
We know the tricks and what not to do. I think that's the important thing.
So, and then once this is done, I already have as I said, this jumps kind of in the middle. I've fully written the trade that will be coming out for the prequel of this, which it's the first 3 Jack the Ripper murders that will lead up to this. And so that's fully written. So I'm going to jump on drawing that as soon as this Kickstarter is done. And then it's a matter of the final one. So I think it'll be 3 trade books total, but the next one, I'm going straight to trade. I'm not going to do individual issues for the next one. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be a trial run.
Yeah.
All right, folks, stay tuned. I'm going to play Who is Julius Resnick, but otherwise, Kevin and I are done. Just stay on the line there when I close out the video.
No problem.
We can talk privately. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.